Imagine waking up one morning and finding your pension payment has not arrived. You check your bank account again and again, but the money you depend on every week is missing. Then, days later, a letter arrived from the Department for Work and Pensions telling you that your payments have been frozen because your bank account could not be verified. For thousands of pensioners, this nightmare is already happening, and from July 11, 2025, it could happen to anyone receiving the state pension, pension credit, or attendance allowance. Stay with me as we uncover everything you need to know. The Department for Work and Pensions is introducing stricter bank verification rules starting on July 11, 2025. Under these new rules, pensioners will be required to confirm that the bank account where their state pension or benefits are being paid actually belongs to them, that the account name exactly matches their DWP records, and that the account is active and valid. If these details do not match up or are not verified in time, the payments may be delayed, paused, or completely frozen. This is not a small policy update. It is a major change that affects millions. The DWP says the main reason for this change is to prevent fraud and overpayments. In recent years, there have been shocking figures reported, including over £600 million in suspected pension overpayments during 2024 alone. There were also more than 1,200 known cases where pensions were still being paid into the accounts of deceased relatives. These issues have created huge pressure on the government to tighten its checks, and pensioners are now at the center of this crackdown. But while the government says this is about fraud prevention, the reality is that many innocent pensioners are being caught up in the system. So, who exactly will be affected by these new rules? The short answer is almost everyone who receives pension-related payments. This includes state pension recipients, pension credit claimants, and those receiving attendance allowance. Letters have already started going out across the UK, asking people to confirm their details or provide extra documentation. For some, it may be as simple as logging in online to confirm their account. For others, it may involve submitting passports, driving licenses, or bank statements. The key point is this: nobody is exempt, not even pensioners who have been receiving payments for decades. What documents might you be asked for? The DWP has listed a few key items, and it's wise to get them ready now. These include a recent bank statement, dated within the last 3 months, that clearly shows your full name and address. You may also need your passport or driving license, proof of address like a council tax bill or utility bill, and even your national insurance card or letter. If your bank account name doesn't exactly match what the DWP has on record, such as including a maiden name or missing middle name, this could trigger a mismatch and result in your payment being flagged. Joint accounts are another area of concern. Many pensioners share accounts with a spouse or family member, and while these accounts are still allowed, the DWP's new system may question them. For example, if only one name appears on certain records, or if the joint account doesn't perfectly match the benefit records, your payments could be stopped until the issue is resolved. Pensioners should not assume that joint accounts are automatically safe. They too must be carefully checked and verified under the new rules. How will the DWP verify these accounts? The process is more advanced than before. The DWP will use automated systems that work directly with the banks. These systems compare your national insurance number, full legal name, and account details with the bank's own records. The bank is then asked to confirm whether the account is active, whether the account holder matches, and whether the account is open or frozen. If the system detects any difference or unusual activity, your payments may be paused until you provide additional proof. What happens if you ignore these letters or fail to respond? This is where the situation gets serious. Ignoring the DWP's request for verification can lead to immediate suspension of your pension payments. The money will not be automatically backdated once the issue is solved, meaning you could permanently lose weeks or even months of income. In some cases, the DWP may even send an overpayment notice if they believe payments were made incorrectly. Debt recovery steps could follow, adding even more stress to an already difficult situation. Let's talk about real pensioners already affected. In Manchester, one pensioner saw his state pension stopped for 6 weeks simply because he failed to confirm details on a joint account. He thought the letter he received was a scam and ignored it. In Birmingham, a widowed pensioner lost a pension credit because the account was still in her late husband's name. And in Glasgow, a man had his payment suspended when the system flagged a middle name mismatch. These are real cases happening right now, and they show how strict and unforgiving the new system can be. So, what can you do to protect your pension and make sure your payments are not at risk? First, check that the name on your bank account matches exactly with your DWP records. Even small differences can cause problems. Second, never ignore a DWP letter, especially if it mentions verification. Third, keep copies of all documents you send in, so you have proof if there's a dispute. Fourth, consider reaching out to organizations like Citizens Advice or Age UK if you need help. They can guide you step by step through the process. Another smart step is to contact your bank directly. Ask them to issue a recent bank statement that clearly shows your full legal name and current address. This can be very helpful when submitting documents to the DWP. If you use a joint account, make sure that both names are correctly registered with the DWP. If necessary, update your details with the pension service by calling 0800 731 0469. Always ask for written confirmation when your bank details are updated, and keep that as evidence in case your payments are delayed. For pensioners who want to update their details online, the government's official website offers a secure portal where you can log in with your government gateway ID. While this option is convenient, it's very important to be careful and make sure you're on the official site, not a copycat scam site. Scammers are already targeting pensioners with fake emails and phone calls, pretending to be the DWP, so always double-check before submitting any personal details. If your payments are unfairly frozen or delayed, there are steps you can take to challenge the decision. First, request a mandatory reconsideration, which is a formal review of your case by the DWP. Provide all the documents again, and keep records of your communication. If nothing happens within 30 days, escalate your complaint to your MP or contact the independent case examiner. Many pensioners have successfully had their payments restored this way, but the key is acting quickly and not waiting in silence. The most important lesson here is that time matters. Delays in responding or waiting too long to take action can lead to weeks without your pension money. For people who rely on these payments to pay bills, buy groceries, and live day-to-day, that kind of delay can cause real hardship. That's why preparation is your best defense. Have your documents ready, watch for letters, and keep your bank details updated at all times. Many pensioners feel frustrated and even angry about these changes, and understandably so. For decades, they have trusted that their pension will be paid on time without major complications. Now, they are being asked to prove their identity and ownership of their bank accounts all over again, even after years of receiving payments. While the government insists this is about fraud prevention,